Hello all, and welcome to our video highlighting potential avenues in improving the user experience on Sydney Transport. Now before we begin, let me give you an idea of what brought us to these ideas. We began first with a wide sample of data, using people ranging from young students through to professional persons, and finally to the elderly. Following this, we began a review of all the data, and we quickly determined there were three particular areas that were common throughout all of our subjects. The first, mobility, such as with buses and trains being overly full. This was more apparent with our more physically impaired subjects, who often found quite a bit of issue with attaining adequate seating. The second, stress. This was quite apparent in all of our subjects due to them often journeying from place to place in a certain time frame, but finding their journeys delayed due to certain factors such as, simply congestion. And third, convenience. Sometimes with our subjects often having to skip buses due to them being overly full and thus delaying them. Yeah, this was quite a common example, I'm sorry to say. From all this, we create a persona that will probably best highlight all of these factors. To that end, meet Neha Kaur. Neha, as you'll be able to see here, is a professional woman in her 30s who has decided to give motherhood a try after consolidating herself in a career. She's a tech-savvy millennial, I think, but she's no tinkerer. She just wants something that damn works. She's also quite strapped for time and in the 6th month of pregnancy. Oh boy. Now, I'll urge you thinking, what's the deal here? Well, she's more or less, the best and worst of all of our subjects. She's a professional. She's somewhat mobility impaired due to being 6 months into pregnancy and has to juggle a lot. Now let me show you how we're going to make her life just the tiniest bit easier and more pleasant, I hope. Our first idea begins with an extension to the pre-existing app known as Opal Travel. In this idea, we extend the app into the realm of the wearable and make existing smartwatches an active element of the user experience. This idea is intended to tackle the convenience and mobility factors which arose from our research. How? Let me show you. Beforehand, Neha will have to set a particular route, say one she takes often for work, on the extended Opal Travel app, while also pairing her smartwatch to her smartphone. This is so she gets up-to-date, real-time data on her route, allowing her to make informed decisions about her journey. Now, as you remember, Neha's pregnancy is to the point where her mobility is impaired. She's also quite strapped for time at this point, as you can understand. We first attend to the issue of mobility in a rather simple way. Instead of her fumbling around for an Opal card, she can simply use her smartwatch to tap on and be on her way. Small steps, right? As soon as she does, though, her route will be updated with the latest data about her route. Once updated, the watch will inform her that her normal train is starting to fill up and it doesn't look like she's going to be able to get a seat. It will also offer her a different route that she could take, which will ensure her both a seat and allow her to keep her schedule. Brilliant, eh? She says yes to this new route and is given a line, platform number, the eventual stop, and even the carriage she should get into in order to get a stress-free seat. If she's lucky, maybe get a carriage that's very close to the escalator or lift. As she nears her stop, the watch will provide a small buzz to attract her attention. From there, it will tell her where she has to go in order to finish her journey. This is done by a compass-like pointer, a platform number, or perhaps both for convenience sake. Now how does this help her? Simple. Instead of having her wait idly for the next train hoping she'll get a seat, we've given her control of the situation, gotten her a comfy seat, and her schedule is kept. Our second idea, unlike our first one, addresses the issue of stress exclusively. It also moves the wearable from the active element of the user experience to the more passive element. Now you might ask, how are you going to tackle that? Well, truth be told, we're limited. Sydney is Sydney, and there are just some things we can't change at this level. So we decided instead of going after what we can't change, let's try to modify what we can. We opted to use existing technologies of smartwatches, like their sensors in this instance, and exploit their ability to pair and share data with smartphones. Now, Neha herself has concerns as to the degree her stress levels are affecting her unborn child, and thus wants something that helps keep those stress levels down on public transport without her having to actively think about it. Again, she's balancing a lot. Thus, we're going to use the sensor on a smartwatch to keep track of her heart rate in 3-minute intervals. Each interval will take a reading, then sent it to a phone for cross-checking. On this phone, Neha had previously set up a playlist with songs to be played when her heart rate enters a certain range. If it does, the music of her choice fades in and plays for a while until her heart rate lowers. Once it is out of that range, it will fade out gently, thereby making the trip a bit more pleasant, if only in a small way. But then, small things can often impact the experience in large ways, don't you think? Thank you all for your time. We hope this video has been helpful and informative for you all.